Welcome everyone to our February 2024 Product Spotlight. With me today, I have Kate from Product, and we are going to unpack Trackunit Iris's API capabilities and what their existence means for our customers. So, welcome, Kate.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, Trackunit Iris is seen by many as a platform of the industry. Could you tell me a bit about what that means to you?
So this is super exciting to me that we're actually now becoming Trackunit Iris is being established as this operating data platform of the construction industry. And to me, that really means that we are becoming this intermediary level collecting all the equipment data in the real world. So may that be construction machines, tools on job sites, operators and their behavior on a job site, all of these things flow into our platform. And from there, we can make this data available to all sorts of business applications, making sure that we can actually add value and help our customers make smarter decisions. And all of this is driven by what I call sort of like a platform as a service mindset. So we are really being the enabler inside the ecosystem.
Okay, so it's really real world data meets business data.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so then how does platform as a service, as you just said, tie into APIs?
Yeah, so platform as a service sort of means to me hiding away all the complexities around infrastructure of storing data. Telematics data is large volumes of data that need to be sort of processed, made sense of, harmonized. And in that sense, we are doing all that for our customers. So the APIs then actually offer this layer where you can just plug in, get the data when you need it the most, send it to integrations to any systems where there's value added with telematics data. So we really are this platform layer that can be extended with other applications on top and should be actually really easy and good to use.
Okay. Um, so it seems like there are a few layers. So then for customers who aren't sure which APIs to use when, could you dive into a bit of the different integration technologies that we offer?
Definitely. So we're trying to help users, first of all, because we categorize our API suite because it's quite extensive. So we have different categories. We have some APIs in organizational management, creating users, managing accounts, that sort of thing. Then we have asset administration, whole category, because of course you want to onboard all your machines, make sure they're set up the right way, and actually report telematics data. Then we have a configuration part where you can either set up alerts or configure the telematics devices in the right way. And then we also have telematics foundation, as we call the category. So just if you're really interested in where is my machine, how is it doing? Location data, for example, is part of that, where that you can access there. And then we also have workflow enablement and data archive API, so accessing historical data when needed. And sort of that's, I think, a good like way of navigating depending on the use case that the customer might have. On the other side, we're offering, like you said, different integration technologies. So for extracting data in large volumes, for example, for building integrations into an ERP system, for example, I would say use REST APIs. That's sort of easy to get structured data out. It also helps a lot for sort of efficiently scaling certain operations. So creating users automatically, onboarding assets automatically, all these things that are super difficult to do manually, can do at scale with an API. But then we also offer GraphQL, a GraphQL API, and that is sort of more for if customers need data from different domains. But in GraphQL, it's just one query. So that's just super efficient and can also be used together with our app SDK. So actually build custom applications on top of Trackunit.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's amazing. So really good way to pull multiple sources of information related to one asset with GraphQL. And then
exactly.
are there any other integration technologies that we offer?
Yes, the latest we just released, almost forgot. um, It's the webhooks. So that's our latest addition, and webhooks are specifically valuable when it comes to time-sensitive workflows. So that's a super cool new addition. Yeah.
Okay. So then when should people use webhooks versus a traditional API call?
Yeah, so webhooks are really, really powerful when real time data is needed. So I would say, especially for things like alerts, fault codes, like if anything critical happens to a machine, you kind of want that data out immediately and make sure that it gets to the right system to actually notify someone that can take action. So webhooks are fantastic for this real time notifications, because if you would like to try to get the same thing from an API, you would basically have to query our APIs every second of the day, and that's just not very efficient. So a webhook subscription, actually, you tell us once, hey, I am interested in getting this kind of event data, for example, alerts, and then we'll just let you know when something actually happens. So no API polling, as it's called, which is just not very resource efficient.
Okay, so really proactive from the API standpoint and alleviate some work from the individual who's pulling that information. All right,
Totally.
amazing. So then if we focus on key takeaways for a minute, what are two use cases for webhooks that you're most excited about?
Yeah, the one thing that I already mentioned for alerts, webhooks is super key. So if we imagine that our customers might have their own in-house built software application that they're actually serving their customers through, alerts could be super valuable to actually redirect into that application and make sure that the customers of our customers can actually see those alerts, and you want that in real time. So that's super exciting. Another use case I'm really excited about is around mm, automating workflows around delivery of machines to sites. So that would be something like tracking automatically when an asset has arrived on site, because we have site events that make that possible. And then you could automatically close down a work order in a system because the delivery has actually happened. So yeah, it can save a lot of manual processes.
Yeah, a really great way to automate processes. So for anyone looking for additional information on Iris APIs, what resources do we have available for them?
Yeah, so we have different depending on, I guess, the level of depth. So we have a super cool page on our website, a use case page that explains also different categories that I mentioned. We have a little bit more of an in-depth help center article with more information. And then, of course, if someone who's watching this right now is an engineer or a developer, we have our developer hub at developers.trackunit.com, where there's in-depth information and documentation about all the APIs and yeah, how to get started with it.
Okay, amazing. So it sounds like we have a lot of great resources for people to pull from. And thank you very much for joining us today to go through our different API capabilities.
Thank you.